ceasefire, followed by talks, followed by a truce was the plan that Egypt put forward, and that Israel decided to abide by because of the idea that Israel does not want to be involved in this conflict. This was not a voluntary conflict by Israel. Hamas is terrorizing Israeli civilians as we speak. As we speak, right now, there are alarms going off in Tel Aviv as Tel Aviv is under a major barrage from Gaza, and that's just totally unacceptable. Tel Aviv, as I'm sure you know, Pat, is much of the heart of Israel. It's to Canada perhaps what Toronto is as far as being the financial center and one of the major population centers of Israel. And for it to be under attack, Jerusalem to be under attack, the entire country, it's totally unacceptable. And so we're watching this situation. Prime Minister Netanyahu took the olive branch that the Egyptians put forward, and Hamas apparently is ignoring it.
Well, and to be clear, Hamas armed component, if you will, which they call the Al-Qassam brigades, has said they're not going to honor this. But my understanding, and I'd love to clarify this, is that the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has said he would be willing to support the truce, and there were reports he was headed to Cairo.
You're right, Pat, about the support the Palestinian Authority has given to this ceasefire agreement. They spoke out about it last night as news leaked out of Cairo about the proposed agreement, and it's Hamas that is even ignoring the Palestinian Authority. I mean, I think there's a big power struggle going on as we speak between the Palestinian Authority and Hamas. This is very much Hamas's hopefully last-ditch effort to try to salvage its place in Palestinian society within the Middle East, pockets within civilian territories, near schoolhouses, near hospitals, near mosques. It makes it so that there are inevitable casualties that flow out of this, and Israel's not interested in casualties either. It is Hamas that is using its people to protect its rockets, as distinct from Israel, which is using its rockets to protect its people. It's a totally different dynamic. It is it's just shocking. And the fact that the world community hasn't spoken out, as your Canadian Prime Minister has spoken out, to categorically say that Israel has a green light to go forward is pretty shocking. The United States has been in the right place. Canada has been a leader. Folks within the EU have been a little tepid, more tepid than they should be. But really, when you look at all of the acts of the war crimes that have been going on by Hamas as they target civilians, and as the secondary war crime of targeting their own civilian population by having these armaments of war within them, is just totally beyond the pale.
I think that's universally accepted. I'd love your opinion on whether the United States might be, they haven't been as outspoken, as you point out, as Canada has been. Might the United States be behind the Egyptian initiative?